Calvin Castine at the Clinton Community College, and we're concluding our three-part series that started with the groundbreaking here of the IAM facility at Clinton, and then Gordy and I were at Prelco, and part three was supposed to be shot shortly after we did Prelco, but the day after we shot that June 21st program, Gordy had an unfortunate accident and is no longer with us. But we are finally here. It's been 3 months since then. It's actually 3 months and a couple days since we did Prelco. It's September 23rd, 2016, and we're talking with a couple of very important gentlemen here in the story of Clinton Community College. I'll let you introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Steve Frederick. I'm the Vice President of Institutional Advancement here at Clinton Community College.
And my name is Kristopher Renadette. I'm the Director of Advanced Manufacturing and Technology at Clinton.
I'm just old plain Calvin Castine. I feel honored to be in your presence here, guys.
Wow, I'm blushing.
Now, Steve, when we first started shooting this, I can't remember now, it's been so long, but I think I did get a chance to talk with my good friend Fred Smith.
Yeah.
But Fred has moved on. He was here as an interim, and he said, I've had enough of this. And he's moved on, so right now you're still searching for a full-time president.
We are. Fred originally signed on for 1 year, which turned to 2, and when his 2 year was up, he wanted to go hang out in Silver Lake at his camp. So
That silly guy.
We just finished interviewing the last of our 3 finalists for the presidency, so we hope by the end of October, early November, we'll have an announcement to make on who our next president of the college will be. So getting close.
You'll have a new boss.
Yes, and the ones that we interviewed with were all fantastic.
I knew you'd say that.
No, truly. I mean, I think we did a national search. We had a national search firm, and they found 3 of the best. So I would have a hard time choosing just one. I really would.
But the one they choose is the one you would have chosen.
Absolutely. You know how that works.
You do, Chris?
He knows they're watching. Oh, yes, yeah, no doubt about it. Absolutely.
Okay, so for those of people who are just tuning into this part or watching this part of the internet, because on the internet they'll all be separate entities, what is this Institute for Advanced Manufacturing? What does that have to do with Prelco and so on?
Well, I'll talk about Prelco for a second. I'm going to turn the whole institute over to Chris because that's his baby, as we say around here. I am the campus coordinator for the Startup New York program. It's a new workforce development program started a few years back, and every one of the 64 campuses is strongly encouraged to go out and forge partnerships with business and industry. Our very first partner was with Prelco. You had a great interview up there with Dr. Michelle Morin, and the advantages is that they get to work with our campus, work with our faculty. They offer internships to our students and eventually actually hire our students, which is the end goal. They are a high-end glass manufacturer for the transportation industry, which you saw, and they already are doing so well. They're talking about adding on another shift and adding on some more workers, so we're very excited. And we also have, stay tuned, not ready to announce yet, really close to securing our next really large partner in the Startup New York program. And this company, everything works out all right, will actually have its U.S. headquarters here on campus.
Wow.
So stay tuned. That's going to be a really great announcement.
Breaking news here.
Breaking news. You heard it first, Calvin.
And, this kind of reminiscent of when the wind towers were going up and you started that wind tower
program. Absolutely. We try to be responsive to business and industry. And that's why this whole program came about to the point where we were outgrowing our space. And I was fortunate to be part of the team that successfully wrote the grant for $12.7 million from a SUNY 2020 grant, which is allowing us to build this beautiful new facility. At the same time, we hired a really good engineer and a good background, and Chris's job now is to oversee and be the director of the new Institute for Advanced Manufacturing.
I know you're not a boy anymore, but you're a local boy.
Local boy, both of us.
Another
all 3 of us.
Right here.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Peru graduate, I assume?
Nope, Saranac, actually. Saranac.
Okay.
But, yep, born and raised here. Went to Clarkson for my mechanical engineering degree and moved to Albany and worked with the Army in manufacturing for about 4.5 years before I had the opportunity to move back home. So actually, as Steve was saying, so when I came up here, it was a very exciting time. It was actually right when there was a feasibility study going on for the plausibility of putting an advanced manufacturing institute in this area, working between Clinton, the Chamber of Commerce, the Development Corps, and of course a lot of the local manufacturers on what their needs were. The results of that feasibility study came back, and they said it'd be a great opportunity for an advanced manufacturing institute in the North Country. And that's what led into the grant that Steve was talking about, the SUNY 2020 grant for the $12.7 million. So when I originally started here, I was a mechanical technology professor, but like I said, I kind of came in right at the groundwork of this. And I have very recently just been hired as the director of advanced manufacturing and technology. But the whole goal behind this building, so everything is about the growth and prosper of the manufacturing in this area. So our technology programs have evolved and grown from that. They've been here for between 10 and 16 years, depending on which program you're talking about, from mechanical to electrical to computer, and then our newer ones, wind energy, turbine technology, and renewable energies. But as Steve was saying, we have right now about 7,000 square feet for our technology programs. Moving forward, this building is about 30,000 square feet. So it's provided a great opportunity, not just for the base of our programs that's really serving all the manufacturing in this area right now, but to expand that, to better serve, to better create that pipeline and that flow of the workforce coming through this area to help grow. And we're already seeing the effect of this type of institute on the manufacturing in the area, not only to better close the skills gap that's happening, and that's a nationwide issue when we talk about manufacturing, is the skills gap. And if we don't close that skills gap, unfortunately, a lot of the manufacturing jobs that we have here right now are going to start disappearing, and they're going to go overseas. So we need to close that skills gap. So that is the main purpose of this in this area. And so in addition to that, one of the things that new companies are always looking for is, where am I going to get my skilled workforce? So this was also another great draw for one of the new companies to this area that everyone has heard quite a bit about now, Norsk Titanium. That was one of they mentioned this was one of the draws because, like I said, they're looking to hire quite a few technicians as they come in. So the Advanced Manufacturing Institute goes well beyond the credit programs. So we have our baseline of credit programs, like I talked about, the mechanicals, the electricals, the computers, the wind, and renewable. But it's also about professional development, workforce development. Okay, so working to better suit and build up the skills of those employees who are currently working at companies, get them to another level, build from within, and to, again, increase that talent pool. So everything from credit programs to maybe an entry-level program in manufacturing, to PLCs, certifications, credentials. So our students are coming out of here not only with a well-rounded knowledge of everything in the advanced manufacturing curriculum, whether it's mechatronics and working with robots, or working with automated systems, or working in quality control, or understanding how to operate the different machines, or being able to draw up the different parts and design the different parts on CAD. They're also walking away with credentials, national credentials that are put together by a combination of large companies and educational institutions. So again, like a national certificate, like, for instance, Precision measuring. Okay, yeah. So OSHA is a big one everyone talks about. So OSHA is about safety. So OSHA 30, okay, or OSHA 10, or there's MSSC, which is Manufacturing Skills Standards Council. Okay, Steve was talking about like a torque certification, precision measuring instruments. So how to use calipers.
Slew of them.
Well, what's it going to look like inside? Judy and I both worked at a place called Sheridan Iron Works that became Harris Graphics, and that closed 30 years ago in Champlain. But you could see all the machines in there, and all the precision that was made into making bookbinding machinery. So, is there going to be any machinery in here? Anything of that nature, where people are going to learn how to operate a particular machine? Or
well, absolutely. So one of the keys to this building is flexibility. Okay. Technology and manufacturing has shifted and transitioned so much over the last several years. We're actually going through another industrial revolution. They're calling it Industry 4.0, or the digital age, where everything is becoming digital. Everything is interconnected. So in this building itself, okay.
That's a better.
So on this view, basically everything you see that's gray, okay, that's got a 30-foot ceiling in there, so that's all
Okay.
wide open. So
So
really,
there are cranes in there. And,
yep. So there's an overhead crane. There'll be a lot of machining equipment, CNCs, robots, welding equipment, robotic welders, and a lot of hands-on trainers. Also, like we have in our current tech programs for hydraulics, pneumatics. Students can come in and work on an actual system, very similar to what they would see in industry. So they'll learn how to fix it, how to assemble those components, okay, how to troubleshoot it, what's going on with this motor, what's going on with this system. So this whole, like I said, this whole gray part is like a 30-foot ceiling. Then we get back to the more tan part, and the bottom part of that is like a 15-foot high ceiling. So when you walk in this building, the whole first floor is really wide open. That allows for the flexibility, being able to change what type of training opportunities we are offering, switch out equipment, move equipment around to better suit the needs. There's also a couple classrooms on the first floor, and then there's a second floor as well. And there's a few classrooms on the second floor. And again, that same flexibility is seen throughout. Two of the classrooms is actually a giant divider that goes between them, so that can open up into a very large classroom, a large conference space, community space. There's also a distance learning teleconference room, so not just a standard conference room. You walk into this and you'll see TVs all over the place. So students could actually take courses here from Clarkson or Plattsburgh State or California or Florida, from institutions really anywhere in the world that has that same capability to teach out. We could also teach out from that location to any other site. Companies could also utilize this space to network and have meetings with their organizations or their headquarters in different locations. So really, again, the key to all this is flexibility, and how do we work with the manufacturers to help stay on the cutting edge of where they're at and what's coming next to them to really provide that type of technical opportunity they need.
Now, obviously, if you're training employees and future employees for people, these companies have got to be cooperating with you. They've got to be contacting you and saying, here's what we need, what does we, the company, need to do to get our people trained the way we'd like them trained. You know, right now we're doing another story on the history of Shazy Central.
Mm-hmm.
And when Miner and your brother,
The
your brother just did
yeah.
a documentary
Yeah.
on that. But you look through the 1921 yearbook, 1921, almost 100 years ago. And that school had a full machine shop that rivaled what we had at Sheridan Ironworks.
They were cutting edge.
You know, it was just amazing. And now that we think back 100 years later, we're probably doing the same type of thing at the college level here.
Yeah, absolutely. And you touched on the key aspect of this. You touched on talking and working with the manufacturing companies to really get a better understanding of what it is they're looking for. And that's really getting down to the level of talking about the type of skills they're looking for the different jobs. Every single program that we have in the technology has an advisory board, and that advisory board is built up of local manufacturers. So that's how all that curriculum is derived. The building itself, the Advanced Manufacturing Institute, has an advisory board of local businesses, and we are constantly going out and working with businesses on an individual basis. What are the needs? What are the skills that you need? What are the different types of jobs you are looking for? What are you expecting to see change over the next 5 years? And what type of skills do these employees need to have to get them to that level? And then we take that back and we integrate that into our curriculum, or we can build a custom set of courses or curriculums or apprenticeship program for that specific company to suit their needs. So it really
this is
about
going on
connecting with them.
across the whole country, Calvin.
Yes.
It's not only Clinton County.
You guys didn't invent
No,
that?
we like to think we invented
No,
this. But
no.
Chris and I have traveled out to Wisconsin. We went to one of the best advanced manufacturing colleges out there, and we actually toured some industry out there. There's a whole coalition of schools and colleges and business industry that work together, and Chris just went out to another national conference. So, we're not trying to recreate the wheel, and there's people out there who are already doing it. So we're picking up best practices.
Right.
What can we do? What can we learn from
What
over the
did,
years?
what did
Yeah.
they do right? What did they do wrong?
Exactly.
You don't want to duplicate the wrong part.
Really, we're just kind of joining them. If we think of it as a puzzle, they're all pieces in the puzzle, and we're just joining them as another piece of the puzzle to really help solve this nationwide crisis and this skills gap in manufacturing.
Now, is there a percentage that you have in mind as to the number of students that'll be fresh out of high school, and then the number of students who are in the workforce that these companies want trained? Do you have an idea of what that's
Yeah,
going
you
to
just
look
did
like?
all the data on that in terms of our PTAC students coming up and traditional age students right out of high school and working adults who may not be happy in their current job. So yeah, I'll defer that to Chris. He just did the whole
So
reason.
basically, you'll have probably three areas: people who have a job somewhere that they want to get skills, some people who have a job with a company that wants to help train them, and then the people that just coming out of high school.
Well, yeah. So this reaches out to a few different groups, and you can really look at our current tech programs for that model. And I'll just use mechanical technology for example. In the mechanical technology program, it's about 50-50. About 50% of it is brand new students coming out of high school coming through. The other half is either exactly what you just said. It's either students that are working full time, that are just pursuing their degree. So adult learners that want to get to the next level, they want to move up in the company. It's adult learners who are looking to switch their career. So they're coming back to learn a new set of skills. And then it's also, the group of people or students just coming for that professional development opportunity. Maybe they don't need the entire certification, or they don't need the entire degree.
They just want a
but
class.
they're just looking for a specific skill. They need help in computer-aided design, or they need refresher on blueprint reading.
They
or
want to
things
run
like
a
that.
3D
So-
printer. All
Right.
sorts of neat things.
Exactly.
I want to run a 3D printer.
They're very
So this is really, and we've even seen since we announced this, since we announced the awarding of the grant and the building of it, there's been an increase across our tech programs in not only the high school students coming in, but also with the adult learners and coming back to enhance their skills.
Now, you just used that word tech, and I'm thinking of CV Tech.
Mhm.
I would think that a lot of their students, this would be ideal for them.
Oh, it certainly is, and CV Tech is one of our educational partners. We work very closely with them, and they actually have a couple of their programs there. They have a digital art and design program, and we're actually building up a couple other programs with them as well right now that really will be feeders into this, providing that additional education to high school students to even put them a step ahead. So when those students get here, they're even a little farther ahead than somebody just coming out of high school coming right in full time. So,
Right.
and then Steve also mentioned the PTAC program, which kind of kicked off a couple years ago as well, and that's kind of the more of a project-based learning, more technology-focused learning, and all of those students as they're coming through, it's really a 6-year curriculum with PTAC where by the end of that 6 years they graduate with an associate's degree in one of the technology programs and the high school. So starting next year, they'll come here and start taking an occasional class. With the year after, they'll be full-time.
Full-time
So then that's
students.
an additional 30 students every year just from PTAC feeding into
Okay,
this.
these are high school students you're talking about?
Yep.
They'll start here part-time?
It's
As
almost
high
like
school
it's a high school
It's a
within
high
a
school
high
within a high
It's a
school,
very
yeah.
again, it's not local to Clinton County. It's a national program where they took a cohort of I think there's 4 participating high schools.
There's, Saranac, Beekmantown, and Peru, and I believe that PHS just came on board or is working on coming on board. But there's students from each of those schools that come together to make this PTAC school.
And they actually work out of the Peru High School. So it's actually like a high school within a high school in the Peru. So they're actually taking classes at Peru, and when they join this program, it's actually a federal program where they actually get an associate's degree paid for. So they can come here when they finish up that program. The last 2 years is here on campus in one of those 6 technology programs. It's paid for. So every year they're adding a new cohort. So I think the first one started 2 years ago. So we'll be looking to
They're
come
on
in.
year 3
They're
right
on
now,
year
yep.
3 right now. So it's a very interesting
You're
program.
saying then like the Beekmantown students have to go to Peru?
Correct.
To take this?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And they work so closely. The manufacturers are working with us, so they get factory tours, they get internship, and the odds of them getting a job are right out of the gate
Yeah.
is extremely high.
Now, you said 6 years. So are they starting this as freshmen in high school?
Yes, yeah.
So
That's
4
where the
years high
6 year
school
goes.
and 2
2
years
years
here.
here.
Yes, yeah. And as they're going, I mentioned the part time. As they're going through that, what would have been a 4 year traditional high school, they're also taking a couple of college classes along the way. So they are getting some credit as they go. So by the time, like I said, by the time they get done, they've got their high school diploma and they've got their associate's degree, and they're ready for the next stage of their lives.
And is this part paid for? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
once they get out of high school,
It's paid. They
Coming
come right
here.
here. It's 2 years paid.
2 years paid.
So,
Wow.
and speaking of being paid, I'm just going to make a plug here for the fact that Clinton Community College started a new technology scholarship a year ago, and this is incredible. If you are a resident of anywhere in the state of New York, if you have a high school diploma or a GED, you can enroll in any of our 5 technology programs, and we're going to waive the tuition. Think about that for a second.
Full time.
Full time. If you're a
Full-time,
full time student,
yep.
all you got to pay for is your book and your fees. So books and fees. It's one of the biggest hurdles for anybody going to college is how do I afford it?
Right.
We just took that hurdle away. So the next question is, can you put the time in? And you can be someone who's been just out of high school. You could be someone who's been out of high school for 10, 15 years. But if you want to enroll in one of these 5 programs on a full-time basis, and you're from New York, we'll waive the tuition.
Now-
That's pretty.
Is it just daytime or is it or evening?
Well, no, it's
Somebody's
whenever
working,
the
obviously.
courses are offered. So,
Yeah.
one of the
If somebody's got a
unique.
full-time job, that's what I'm wondering about. If somebody's got a full-time job, can they do this as enticing as it is?
Well, absolutely. So that brings us to the next level of how we can better serve those who are working, and that's changing our teaching strategy. And so what we're starting to offer more and more as it's going into the next semester is these courses that are called flex courses. So that's where the student can come into the class. So you'd have your traditional class going on at whatever time it is, whether it's during the day or in the evening. But during that class, the instructor is being recorded by a webcam. The students are being recorded by a webcam. All the notes that are being written down on the board, technology is amazing nowadays. Those are all saved as a PDF. So everything is then posted to the web. So if you weren't able to come to class because you were working or you had something going on with your family, okay, it doesn't quite fit your schedule, you have as close to an in-class experience as you can get because you're getting the interaction between the instructor and the students, the questions that they're asking. You're seeing everything that's being written on the board, plus you have all those notes in front of you and whatever the presentations were. So that greatly enhances the availability of these programs to the students. And then doubling on that, because a lot of our programs are really hands-on, doing a lot of hands-on skills, like we talked about a little while ago about actually learning about equipment and machine and using that. So that's also utilizing lab technicians and instructors. So you can actually call up and schedule a time to come in and do your lab skills, do your hands-on lab skills with an instructor. So that will greatly enhance moving forward the ability for students, if you wanted to change your career, the ability to keep working to support your family while you do that, or to even better enhance those who are currently working in manufacturing and want to take the next step, move up another level. Again, this allows them to better utilize their time between work and family life and
That's a
coming to
huge
school.
shift
A much better
in the way
balance.
the old traditional way you come to class 8 o'clock, and
Yeah.
now this is making it so much more flexible for working folks.
Or somebody just wants to stay home.
Oh, absolutely. You can,
Technically, I guess.
It's true.
You're not going to check to see if they are working.
right. You can be in your
No,
bunny.
they-
You can be in your bunny slippers. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the nice thing about online learning.
Yeah. Now, this is the 50th anniversary of Star Trek,
Yeah.
and also 50 years
Of
for
the
Clinton.
college.
But
Yes.
I'm thinking, this is Star Trek stuff he's talking about.
Absolutely.
The future is now.
Well, and like Steve said, this is just another shared idea from another one of those advanced manufacturing institutes around the U.S. because this is the way that they're better integrating with their manufacturing companies in the workforce in their area. So they're having great success with it. So working with them, we can start integrating that and adopting it here.
Now, is it just a coincidence that Star Trek and Clinton Community College started the same year?
I don't know. Was Leonard Nimoy our first president? No, that was Dr.
You know,
Light.
I-
Sorry, Dr. Light.
I have to check the years.
Yeah.
So let's just go and talk about that. Now you're celebrating 50 years. Is that
50 years.
66, 67?
The Clinton County Legislature voted to approve the creation.
Okay, so when was the first class?
Correct. That was in 1966. From 66, 67, 68, we actually had a little tiny office down on Clinton Street, just past Peabody's, with a little sign that says Clinton Community College over it. And then we actually were able to secure the property. They were looking for, there was 3 different sites. They were looking for the property, and the former Hotel Champlain was available. So they actually opened the doors in 1969, and they only used the first 3 floors of the old hotel. And over the years, of course, we added on and we renovated and remodeled. So the very first graduating class was 1971.
Okay.
But we used 1966
Well,
as
that's
the
when
year
it
that
started.
really gave us the birth of Clinton Community College.
And look at you now. I mean,
It's come a long ways.
Yeah, just,
And we're not slowing down. We have some other great ideas that we're working on as well.
I
So
hope you have enough room in the campus here to keep putting buildings.
we'll go beyond campus
We'll
if
make
we
it
have to,
work.
Calvin. We'll make it work. Absolutely.
Okay, is there anything else, Chris, that we should know? Would like to, I think it's let up a little bit out there, maybe just a little bit. It's
It'd be nice
raining.
if you could show, because
Yeah,
right
I
now
wanna see the
there's steel in the air and
Yeah.
construction going
Do
on.
we have a date on when all this magic
Yeah,
stuff is
so
gonna be ready?
so all of the magic. So next June, July timeframe. So next summer, it's coming already, summer 2017. The construction will be wrapping up. We'll be moving into the building. So we will be officially opening for the fall of 2017. So that's the end of August. So very exciting.
And there's 2 big events coming up, Calvin. There's one first week in October that Chris is organizing.
Manufacturing Day. So great opportunity to talk about manufacturers. So nationwide, this has gone on for a few years. Manufacturing Day was brought about to really bring awareness of manufacturing to the community, to really help with that skills gap and that awareness. So for the first week in October, we're doing in the North Country, we're doing Manufacturers Week. So companies are opening their doors for tours, bringing in students from high schools, having an open house for the community, and we're also hosting a big event here on campus on Thursday, October 6th from 5:30 to 8:30, where we're inviting the community in, students, parents, community members. We're going to have a lot of manufacturers here on site. I'm going to take anyone who wants to learn more about the Advanced Manufacturing Institute down to the site for a tour. Then we're going to come back to the theater in the Science and Technology building, talk a little bit about manufacturing. We have a panel of manufacturer industry experts in the area to talk a little bit about what they do here, how manufacturing has changed. And then we have a unique networking opportunity where it's kind of like a reverse career fair where there's a little over 20 manufacturing companies that will be set up in the atrium area. So it will allow the community members to walk around and talk with these different manufacturing companies, learn about what it is they do, what do they make, where are they located in the community, what kind of jobs they have, what kind of training you need to get that type of and work in that type of opportunity. So it'll be a really great opportunity to kind of connect the two, community and
It's
manufacturing.
October 6th?
October 6th, yes.
And
That's only a
It's-
couple weeks away.
yes, it's coming up.
but
really
we got a
quick.
big one then in the end of April. We've teamed up with the Vision to Action group here in Plattsburgh with a bunch of business leaders. And you may remember the last 2 years they did a Get Ready to Learn big event here on campus for young families. And this was going to be called Get Ready to Earn. And it's going to be focused on the offerings we have up here through our advanced manufacturing, all of our certificate programs. It's going to be a 2-day event. It's going to be the end of April. We just now started working on the details, but that'll be a chance for people to come in, and really by that time, the building will be so much more farther along. Chris can give you more detailed tours, and we'll have, again, some great employers here, but really learn in detail what are these certificate programs that we offer, what are these actual academic degrees, what are some financial aid options, can I qualify for the scholarship? So we're really going to throw open the doors in the end of April of 2017.
Okay, and then next fall, you figure you'll be running this full time. How many students are you looking to call a success, and how many could you use? I mean,
Well, I mean, the reality of it is it's hard to kind of put a number on it. I mean, to me, success is driven by when you see those students walking out the door that are trained and getting a job at a manufacturing facility. And right now, all of our tech programs, as a student graduates, they're getting jobs. So there's such a high demand. So the ability to really increase that awareness in the community. But I mean, the sky is kind of the limit on this. I don't know that there's an exact number I could give you on how many we could legitimately hold, because it's all about the integration of courses, because we'll have students here going full-time for a degree. There'll be students coming for a certificate. There might be students here taking an 8-hour class on how to read a caliper. So at any given time, there could be several hundred students going through here throughout the course of the semester. So
you're going to have to be doing some juggling here to balance.
So scheduling will be very important. Scheduling will be very important in terms of the rooms, the equipment, and what's going on campus, as it always is. But we have a lot of experience, because again, the nice thing is we're really not reinventing the wheel. We have a lot of help from our sister advanced manufacturing institutes across the U.S., but all of our technology programs, like I said, have been established here for a while, and we have been doing custom programs and workforce development for institutions. So it really does become the focusing and scheduling on all of our resources.
But we will have room to enroll another cast iron, Calvin. It's been a while.
I've had all 4 of my kids have
Four
graduated
of your children have graduated from. I think you need to come back and learn about 3D printing. So we'll leave the light on for you.
Okay.
So
I appreciate that. Anything else, gentlemen? I would like to take a look
no,
at that.
thank you for following
thank you
up.
very
We
much. I
appreciate
really
it.
appreciate this.
Okay, thank
All right.
you. All right, we're gonna try to wrap this up with a look at the at all the steel
Yeah,
beams out
it's
there.
pretty. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too bad the weather's
So
nasty.
there's a nice gazebo over there.
Yeah,
so
that's right. Get into the
we
gazebo.
can at least
we'll
get
get
into
yeah,
that.
okay.
and-
All right, we'll get under the gazebo right now. I hate to disappoint you, but guys, you're going to be off camera here, fellas.
It's going all right.
Oh
Probably better
man!
that way for your audience. You don't want to scare anybody.
Okay, I see a roof line there in the front there, a little curvature going up. It's starting to take shape, isn't it?
Yeah, so everything that's been put in the press recently, there's been a lot of renderings and pictures put in, the drawings from AES, the architecture firm that's working on this project, and just really since the beginning of September, right after Labor Day, the crane came in and the erector crew came in, and now you take a drive by and you can really see the entire bones and structure of the building. It's all up. All of the steel has been hung. So you got the roof line. You can see where the second floor ties in. You can see how the basement is integrated into the building. You can see the nice curvature of where the lobby is going to be and the big overhead door going in the side, as well as the back entrance. So it's very exciting. It's very neat to really see the building start to take shape.
Now the road up here is closed. Is it closed all the time, or just during the day, or?
So yes, you'll notice for anyone coming up on campus that hasn't been up in a while, you'll notice that the traditional route coming up to campus is closed. That will be closed until the construction is complete, because that is really sealed off. There's a lot of trucks coming in every day. So especially with the semester going, to really avoid accidents with that sharp curve coming up, we have the ability here to take an alternate route up the hill.
Right.
So instead, when you come up on campus, you take that quick right and you come up the hill the other way, which has really been instrumental in the safety of not only all the students and faculty, but for the construction workers as well.
Plus, it's a little shorter taking that route.
It is a little bit shorter, saves a little bit of time, save on gas. We're all about efficiency
That's
here.
right. That's right.
One of the nice things, Calvin, is if you pan off to the right, this used to be known as our pit parking lot. Really, it was just an overflow parking area. It was dirt. Now, with this all be improved, you can see the concrete columns going in for the lighting. This will all be paved, be well lit. So this will be greatly improving this end of the campus for our students.
Yeah, the staff and students.
Absolutely.
Got to park here.
So it'd be nice paved parking lot, and a new road, and new lighting.
Now, for people who haven't been up here, if you've been up here before, probably the best thing I could say is the soccer field is to the right and this is to the left.
Correct.
Yes, yeah. The location of the new building, as you said, it could be kind of hard to describe, but when you drive up
It'll
the
be
road,
first
like you
building you'll
typically
see.
would, exactly, it will be the
Oh,
first
you won't
building
miss
you
it.
see.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
signage you got going on this,
Right.
you're not going to miss
It's
it.
right before the buildings and grounds, the white garages, and then right across the road from the soccer field, as you said.
So it's not on Google Earth yet, but
No, but I'm sure as that gets updated, it'll be very exciting to see, yes.
you can look at that before and afters. All
You know,
right.
Calvin, the last time we had a new building open on this campus was 1998, and that was the Stafford Science Building. So it's been a long time since we've had new construction on our campus, and we're very excited.
Yeah, that's quite a while ago. Especially to a young fellow like this guy here.
Oh, yeah. So we were even born in 98?
Easy now.
Just
Hey,
checking.
hey.
My wife was just a teenager back then, so.
There you go.
Yeah,
Elementary school, that counts.
There you
that
go.
counts. You were born.
Well, guys, I must
All right.
scoot over to a
All right,
cabinet
we
meeting, but
appreciate you.
Calvin, Judy, thank you
Frederick,
so much for coming out on a rainy day.
And Chris
Yes,
Renadette,
yes,
we
thank you
appreciate both of
very much for your
Come
time.
back
Really
when we get a little
appreciate it.
closer. Maybe this winter, Chris can start giving tours inside.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we can
Oh, I'd love to take a tour
recap
once,
with a tour and interview inside the building.
Yeah, 'cause
That'd be great.
construction will be going on. You know, the construction is slowed down a little bit today because of the rain, but when I see these guys working out there and it's below zero and the wind's blowing, I say,
Yeah, they want to be
they're
buttoned
earning-
up.
they're
Them
earning their
before.
pay.
Yeah, we've been really lucky with the weather so far, and the construction of the project is really right on schedule. So hopefully by the time snow hits, everything on this building should be enclosed. So they should really be doing most of the work on the inside at that point.
Okay.
So
Well, keep us posted.
Yes, thank you
we'll
so
be
much.
doing updates as we go.
yes,
All right.
absolutely. Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you very much. Thank
Okay.
you both. Very nice to meet both of you.
That'd be great. If you guys get some time, you know, after the new year, there'll be a lot going on there. Chris
Yeah.
can walk you right through
Okay.
it. And
Yeah.
put your hard hat on, safety glasses, and really get a good sense of
Rock and roll.
how things are looking. All right, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. This is Hometown Cable's look at this brand new and very important building going up here at on the campus of Clinton Community College. It's been a three-parter. As we said, we're here for the groundbreaking. Gordy Little, in the last program that he did for Hometown Cable on June 21st, he and I were at Prelco, and today Judy and I are here wrapping it up with this chapter 3 of this three-part series. So thanks for watching, and for those of you who understand what Hometown Cable is all about and support our continuing efforts.